Back to the Premier League now, Gabby. After Pedro Neto's red against Arsenal on Sunday, Chelsea have now picked up 7 Premier League red cards this season, the most in their history for a single campaign. I want to say, was it 8 including Enzo Maresca's after he celebrated against Liverpool?
I think so.
Was it 8 including him? The next highest this season is Everton with 4 red cards after their game away at Aston Villa tonight. Chelsea boss Liam Rosenior was asked how he plans to improve his side's discipline.
Sometimes it's not a stick, it's showing what the value of not having a red card is. If you look at our stats when we have 11 men on the pitch, before my job here and after my job here, our percentage chance of winning goes through the roof. So that needs to be motivation in itself to make sure we stay disciplined in key moments. I think reacting to setbacks, and sometimes a setback is giving the ball away, sometimes setback is a referee making a decision you disagree with. In that moment, you have to react positively and you have to think of the next thing. And they're the things that we have to go after in order for our discipline to improve.
Do you know what I would do? If possible, if I was a club, I'll change the fine rule. Instead of 1 or 2 weeks' wages for a red card, I'll do a month's wage, if you're allowed to with the PFA. Players don't like being hit in the pocket. I'll tell you now, if you up that fine, you'll see a lot less red cards. Some of them silly, especially ones for like petulance. The first yellow card for Neto, like he's walking, chasing the referee when it was obviously not a foul for the Timber goal for Arsenal. So I don't know what you're moaning at. He deserved that first one, and the second one, silly foul on Martinelli. That's what I would change. I was Chelsea.
Do you think the lack of leadership in the dressing room is causing a real problem here?
Lack of senior players. We know Reece James is an experienced player, but where's your Thiago Silva, that they lost? Where's that sort of player? Where's a John Terry, a Lampard, a Drogba, Ashley Cole? Those sort of like, maybe they're at their late 20s, early 30s, and they're a leader around the dressing room. Listen, no more red cards. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have had a chance of nicking a draw against Arsenal if they had 11 men.
And when you look at Villa tonight, you wondered if they will try and lure them into a red card?
Oh, of course. Yeah, they can try. But if I was Villa tonight, I would definitely try and do something different. I know we've got a guest on next who speaks very well on Aston Villa, but it's been very frustrating as a Villa fan in recent weeks.
Let's bring him in now then. Aston Villa broadcaster Dan Bardell is with us. Good morning, Dan.
Morning, Dan.
Morning, you both okay?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Not really, mate.
Come on, Gabby. It's a new day. We've got a chance tonight.
Yeah, we'll see, mate. I'm worried about it, Dan. I mean, I seen your clip yesterday from your show Reflex on talkSPORT 2, and you're spot on about maybe it's good Villa are playing a team like Chelsea and maybe not a team like Nottingham Forest or West Ham where the pressure's on to actually win.
Yeah, I think that is a good thing. It's a kind of mini cup final tonight, isn't it? Because if Villa beat Chelsea, it's a 9-point gap. If they don't, Chelsea have cut that gap to 3. And obviously in the last few weeks to the last month, it's just felt like all teams have done is gain on us when we were in such a comfortable position. And we were in the office a couple of weeks ago. We saw each other and we were talking about when you were playing and had that gap under Martin O'Neill and teams made it up and we didn't qualify for the Champions League, and it was huge for what happened to the future of the football club. And it's very, very similar now. Like the club needs Champions League football, not even because they want to be playing with the best and in the Premier Cup competition. They need it financially because they just can't do anything without having that Champions League football. They just don't have the financial flexibility to go and buy players, to keep players. I worry about the manager long term if they don't consistently qualify for the Champions League. I will say that the last thing we need is Chelsea to go down to 10 men because we cannot play against 10 men at all.
Dan, and both of you, Gabby, as well, there's concern over the quiet crowds at Villa Park, whereas when you look at earlier on in the season, it was a fortress. It's reported that Aston Villa have now arranged a singing section of 50 supporters in the lower north stand. Like, you've brought in some people to sing.
Is that one of you, Dan? Are you going to be singing, Dan?
You could sing, Gabs. You could be in there.
You won't get me moving from the whole tent. I've sat there for like 33 years, so I'm not going to be moving from my seat. I know the guy next to me is moving, so I'm very upset about that because I might end up with a weirdo sat next to me for the rest of the season. So that'd be pretty disappointing.
But Dan, do you think though that, like, I get it? Maybe it's not just Aston Villa. Maybe a lot of the stadiums are quiet, but is that a bit of the way Villa play at times when it's Concer's dragging the ball back and going back to Martinez. And yes, when it works, it looks great, doesn't it? But when it doesn't, it can be quite boring to watch at times.
Yeah, look, I would say I personally never find Villa's football boring, but I get when people are paying a lot of money to be there, they want to be entertained. And when you're losing 1-0 and perhaps you're still playing in that way, fans get frustrated. And look, rightly or wrongly, the fan base is very, very demanding. You'll know that from when you played there. And sometimes when the chips are down, the fans do get frustrated, and maybe it needs to be a little bit the other way where they get behind the players. But the things go hand in hand, don't they? The players aren't playing well enough at the moment, and if they take the adulation and the praise when you're playing well, I guess to an extent you have to take it when things aren't going so well. But I do think that'll change tonight. I think kind of a line will be drawn under everything, and it's a huge game. Arguably one of the biggest games we've had since Unai Emery's been there, and look, we've had loads of big games since he's been at the football club. But this kind of the fans being moved has been driven by him. So he obviously thinks that there's a problem, and him and the people around him are very good, that they relate to the fans very well and speak about the fans very well. And this isn't just a Villa problem, it's a problem in football that ticket prices are just absolutely ridiculous right now. Yeah. If you're a football fan, you get gouged every way possible to spend money. And for the Villa fans, they're told that we've got to do it because of PSR, and then transfer windows come round and the club can't do anything still. So I guess from that perspective, it's really frustrating for the fan base as well.
Fans come alive when players are putting tackles in, players are taking their fullbacks on. When you watch Villa at the moment, you're not seeing that. You're seeing Jadon Sancho pass it back, Buendia rolling around on the floor, Ollie Watkins not being up to speed. That's what I said, boring to watch. I'm just being truthful, mate. Yeah. That's what, even though it's my team, that's what I see. When they're fantastic to watch, I'll say, but at the moment, it's slow build-up. It's slow. Against 10 men, it's slow. Wolves, you go a goal down. It's drag the ball back to the keeper, need to give away. Like, it's not great to watch at all.
Oh, stop moaning.
Just the truth.
Dan Bardale, good luck tonight. Thank